What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. I just wanted to update you guys. Man, I can't even talk. I wanted to update you guys a little bit on how I feel about the Toronto Maple Leafs' recent play and why this team is almost different from years previous, and what things are working, maybe what things they can improve on. And as we get closer and closer to getting towards the time of the year where trades need to happen and rumors will start to pick up, because now we're starting to see teams fall out of the race already, which is crazy. We're seeing teams that look like they're going to have to sell off some players, maybe Vancouver. But as we get closer there, like I'm saying, I would really like to start making these update videos almost once or twice a week to talk about how the Leafs are playing. Probably weekly, but if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Join the squad. I think we're at 10.7 thousand subscribers right now, so thank you so much. But if you're a Leaf fan, tons of Leafs content coming up here. I've been so busy lately, that's why there's been a lack of videos, but more is definitely on the way. And you guys know, once the rumors and trade stuff start, that is my bread and butter, so make sure to stick around for that. But the Leafs have been playing really well. Their California trip, as it's usually called, where everybody has to stay awake for the games, they went undefeated. They've been playing really well. And right now, at the time I'm recording this video, they currently stand first in the Atlantic Division. Now, in terms of points percentage, because Florida has played less games, they are technically a first place team. And then, of course, we see Ottawa there as well. But if we're just going by points, and by Ottawa, I meant they're in last place, of course. But points, the Leafs are there. You see Tampa's only played 20 games. Boston's only played 18. So definitely things can change. But what I said in the previous video is that those teams have to win those games. They have to win those games that, the Leafs and them are separated by. So we've already won those games. They have to catch up and win those games. So we're technically still playing really well, of course. In the last 10, we're 9-1-0 with a 4-game winning streak currently. The numbers look really good. Home, they're 9-3-1, away 7-3-0. They just look like a really good team. Their goals for 66, goals against 49 for a +17. That's the second best in the Atlantic Division. Now, if we go to the league, the Toronto Maple Leafs are currently tied for the most points in the league. But again, I like talking about points percentage. The Toronto Maple Leafs are definitely still in the top 5 or 6 here among some of the best teams. And points percentage does matter because, again, some teams who are playing less games, they have a better win rate. But the Leafs are holding their own. They're playing really well. Going into this season, the biggest question was, how do they rebound from such a poor performance against Montreal, blowing that 3-1 lead? How do they return from just playing against Canadian teams in what they would call a weak division? The Leafs have responded quite well so far, and there's a lot of different reasons why. And I think a lot of people aren't giving credit to a guy that they wanted to, basically kick out the door at one point, and that's Sheldon Keith. Now, of course, he has a couple more wins under his belt, I think, since this tweet came out, or at least, I think 1 or 2 wins, because this was on November 27th. But this is a tweet that I really, really liked, because it shows that Sheldon Keith is 77, 35, and 13 in 125 games. Sorry, the Leafs are 77, 33, 35, and 13 in 125 games. I am just losing my mind today. I'm sorry, guys. I've been working like crazy. But they have an insane record in 125 games under Sheldon Keith, and that's the most wins through 125 games as Maple Leafs head coach. So the Toronto Maple Leafs are playing so well under Sheldon Keith. He's basically breaking records at this point. And sure, they haven't been performing in the playoffs, but sometimes it takes a little bit. You see great teams. It takes them a little while to build up to finally get the big one. It takes them a little bit to break through that glass ceiling. Now, some teams, that's breaking a glass ceiling to win the Stanley Cup. It's breaking the ceiling to get past the first round, maybe the second round, third round, whatever it is. But not every team is the same. not every team is going to have the same destiny. And that's something that I'm trying to learn, because I was so upset after how the Leafs played against Montreal. And I thought, now they're going into, a stronger division. They're going to be playing against all the teams, and a lot of teams got much better over the offseason. I didn't have high expectations. I was very worried about how they would play. But the Toronto Maple Leafs have been playing so well. And I'm back on board. I have been for a while now. Of course, we're Leaf fans. We get back on board. But when they started to get some wins under their belt, I thought, okay, this team looks a little different. And that's something that I really want to talk to you guys about. And it's not just about points, and we'll get to that in a second. So, again, the plan all along is to have your top 4 guys performing. 22 points in 22 games for Johnny T. I mean, the guy has just been a beast. 21 and 23 for Nylander, who's also having a great start to the year. 19 and 20 for Matthews. 19 and 23 for Marner. They both have picked it up. And, of course, you've got secondary scoring, and that's the thing that I wanted to bring up. Secondary scoring is so important for this team. We've talked about it at length. When the big guys aren't scoring, nobody else was in years previous. Or the depth scoring just wasn't enough. You get 1 or 2 guys, and it's like, okay, well, now there's nobody else. You shut down the top 4 guys, you're going to win the game. But now, if you leave guys like Michael Bunting open, who's playing under $1 million this year, 14 points already, very good start. Kerfoot has been fantastic. Reilly's been really good. Kasha's been good. Simmons, Spezza, Kampf, even Engvall's chipping in a little bit. Muzzin, Sandin, you're getting production from guys. We haven't seen Richie produce a lot, but maybe he'll pick it up a little bit. But this is what I've been talking about. You're getting different guys doing different things. And it's not just in the points area. A lot of people were really upset when the Leafs lost Zach Hyman. I love the guy. He got paid what he wanted. He got paid what he deserves, and he's playing well. Now, he's got a lot of points on the power play. Like, for instance, Michael Bunting has more even strength points than Zach Hyman. That's not a diss. Points are points. But you have to look at things, with a grain of salt. I mean, you're on a power play playing with McDavid or, some of the talent over there like Draisaitl and stuff like that. You're probably going to put up a decent amount of points on the power play. It would have been the same in Toronto, whatever. But you look at guys like Michael Bunting. He doesn't just chip in on the score sheet. He's a pest. He creates depth for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he can play up and down the lineup. Kerfoot, who has been, again, a guy that can play in the top 6. He can play on your third line, and he's fast. He can kill penalties. He's been doing just insanely well. Morgan Reilly, after getting that big contract, is still producing. Kasha, who has been, again, a guy that's speedy. He can get into the corners. The guy's had some injury trouble in his career, but he's not afraid to get in there and win some puck battles. Wayne Simmons has been really, really good as of late. Like I've said, he's scoring some goals. He's doing his thing. He's being a pest. He's hitting. We don't always need him to fight, but if we need him to every once in a while, that's what he'll do. Jason Spezza, of course, he's vintage. We know that. The guy just puts up decent numbers. He'll probably still get to the 30-point area by the end of the year. He creates a lot of depth. David Kampf, who is just a defensive machine, even he has had some really good opportunities. But the Toronto Maple Leafs finally have a few guys that can play a defensive role, that they're getting paid to be a defensive style forward, but they also can chip in a little bit offensively. And Kampf actually does create a lot of opportunities and is playing well. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he's being a two-way forward. So as you go down here, again, like, you're getting decent production from Sandin. Muzzin and Hall haven't been the greatest this year, but like, the blue line has been playing well defensively enough where the team has chances to win. Now, the goaltending. Now, of course, Mrazek's been hurt, so we can't talk too much about him, but Wall has come in 3 games. He's won all 3, 1.67 goals against average and a .939 save percentage. He's come up and done a fantastic job. But again, Jack Campbell, and I need to be making a video on this very soon. 18 games played, 12-4-0, with a 1.64 goals against and a .946 save percentage. The guy is just on a heater to start the year. The Leafs are getting goaltending. They're getting depth scoring. Their blue line's playing well enough. And the Leafs can shed money before the deadline this year, and if they can keep winning the way they are, this team could add and be insanely dangerous. This team, in my opinion, looks better than the team last year. Now, you can compare records, goals against, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But when you're playing against a different variety of teams, you're playing against a lot of stronger teams, a lot of teams that, should be in the same conversation as you, and you're beating them and looking much better than them. The Leafs look awesome. I think they're better than last year. And I can't believe that, because this team, again, they could break our hearts in the postseason, but I think this team's a little bit different. They've taken a little bit more of a business approach. They're still a fun team. You still see the clips here and there, but this team feels different. And I want to know if you guys feel the same way. So sorry if I've been all over the place in this video. Like, I got promoted at my job, and I'm taking on a lot of responsibility. I've been very tired, but I'm still wanting to make videos as much as possible. So I do apologize if I was a little all over the place, but these are just things when I'm at work. I just think of this all day, and I'm like, I got to make a video on this. So video on Campbell coming up. There's also been some like ridiculous trade rumors that I want to talk about as well. So lots of content coming up. If you are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.